Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain!
I can't hear you. Oh!
Ahoy there, mateys! It's time to set sail on another episode of Unconstitutional Awakening, the podcast, where, of course, we're here to set sail in the seas of clown world and looking at everything from a comedic, tragic viewpoint, I guess, if you would. So, prepare to be entertained as we plunder your funny bones this evening and have some fun. So, grab your parrots and polish your peg legs, and let's get ready for a barrel of laughs. With me this evening, of course, is one of my bestest friends in the world, thanks to the internet, Luis, of course. Good evening, sir. Good evening. And as well, for the first time in quite some time, I'm so excited that he's here this evening, is our good buddy, Ox. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Oh my lord! Hey man, it is good to see that face. I get the text messages every now and then, but
Good to be here, man.
I'm
Good
glad
to
to
be here.
see you. Oh man, and Luis, welcome, Luis. You know, I get excited for our Wednesday nights now that we're doing these Wednesdays live. I think this is, a good fun time, of course. And as you can see, this is the final one before Christmas, so I had to have a little bit of fun with it. Believe it or not, I'm actually showing up to work like this.
Hey, want to make one confirmation? Are we live on Rumble?
We should
live.
be. We should be.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I'll double check that. Everything on my end. I'm looking now. But
Sorry for
yeah,
maintenance.
no, it's okay. It's okay. It's always good to check, and it looks like on my end, on my phone, it's showing me there. So I'm gonna just say yes. At the moment.
I'm in the page, and it doesn't show me the live stream.
I do not understand.
I hit live, but it doesn't show it to me.
It shows it there. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're just checking on some issues that it looks like some technical issues that look like we are going on. I don't mean to keep dragging on. Hopefully I can arrange this while we're going on. But anyway, before we even got started, me and Luis were discussing how yeah, I got us. Okay, I'm showing us. So it's hard to see, but there we are on Rumble right now. So
cool.
Welcome everybody that's watching. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties here in the beginning. Again, as you can see, we've got Luis and Ox with us here this evening. So, and it's holiday season, so we're all decked out in holidays. But we were just totally sitting here complaining once again about good old Facebook. Of course, if you're following with us and you're with us, you know that we're not over there currently, because I'm once again super banned and have moved us to Twitter for the time being, which I think will be a little bit better because I highly doubt I'm going to get us banned off of Twitter. I can try, but who knows? I don't know. But aside from all that, it's starting to get a little bit too much because Luis, apparently they're starting to nuke personal things in your money nowadays too. So that's no good, right, buddy?
Yeah, I won't say the platform, but people use it.
Yeah.
What? It's a company worth billions and billions of dollars that's just randomly turned off my account with no justification whatsoever. I have no idea if it's correlated to this in any way, shape, or form. My Facebook account in the past was associated to this account for like just overall social identity purposes. So I have no idea if it's related.
So it ended up being an IP ban for me. To the point that, and this is the second time this has happened, so I know I know the way around it, whatever. But I'm just taking my time. But they got me good. They got me so good this time that no matter what device I pull up Facebook on in my house, it tells me that I need to re-enter my email, and they'll be
Jesus.
getting back to me soon. And I'm just like, nope, dead account. We're just gonna have to wait it out. And it takes about 180 days for your IP to become unbanned from the Meta platform. I figure that gives it. They figure that gives it enough time for you to actually cycle IPs. I'm not really sure what their deal is, but eh, you know, it's another
You
one
can
for the
change
book.
you can just change your IP, make it
Yeah.
if
Oh, I
it's
could.
static, make it dynamic.
I
That's it.
absolutely could. There's so much that I could do. I've done it 22 times now, so it's just kind of like
I've heard of people needing to send in like a photo of the front side of their ID for that kind of thing before.
they've asked for that before.
Yeah.
No,
I
they
don't know why
asked
they
me.
need that information. Obviously, they want your information. That's what they do. But realistically,
No, I mean they genuinely
Hey,
identifying
Zodiac,
you. No, they're
appreciate
genuinely
it.
identifying you, but
right.
um,
I'm just saying. I guess they don't really need your ID. They already have so much more information you've
they
willingly
had
given
my
them.
ID because I bought ads. And when you
Yeah.
buy
Yeah.
ID, you have
Okay.
to show your name. Like,
Right. No,
that's
I've
then it
done it
makes
too
sense.
in the
You're
catering
spending on
business. Yeah.
ads. They want to know
Well,
who the hell you're buying. But
Yeah.
see,
point is, I spent thousands of dollars on Facebook. They destroy your account. It doesn't matter.
like my first account that was underneath my real name made it till about 2013 or 14 before it got banned. And then there was already a secondary account that was just in my street name, because I go, like, my government name obviously is James, but I usually go by Jim or Jimmy. And that's how everybody knows me, is Jimmy, and that's what it always was. But then after multiple bans, I took, I took the name that was given to me by somebody else and then started running with that. That's where the Jim Bob Bubble Shorts came from. And anytime they've ever had to ask for an ID or anything, there's not a whole lot I can do, because unfortunately nothing actually says Jim Bob Oval Shorts, even though that would be super awesome that if it did. Like,
I mean, you could do that process.
I really could, but I don't know if
You
my kids
actually
really want the
could.
name
I
Oval
don't know if
Shorts.
it's national law, but I have a friend who changed his name here in California. And the
Nice.
law here, at least, is that you have to put an ad out in the paper for 2 consecutive months, letting everyone know you've changed your name and what you've changed your name to, so that if there's anyone pursuing you for legal matters, they can find you at your new name. Isn't that lovely?
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense because a lot of
Yeah.
people literally just change their names because of what you just said.
Yeah, of course.
Well, speaking of like legality issues, and Facebook in general, I guess if you want to really talk about that, there was this chick that they had hired on. She was the diversity and inclusion czar. Her name was Barbara Furlow, and she recently had to plead guilty to stealing more than $4 million from Facebook.
Jesus.
I mean, did you guys hear about the leaks from IBM and how the CEO was pushing the ultra crazy racist agenda of treat certain collectives differently? I don't know if you heard the whole clips. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, I could see it happening, but no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's insane. It's IBM literally saying that different color groups have different access and that they should actively work to only hire people of color.
Is this
But
is this
like
like
to the point that you will be punished if you don't.
is this
To
is
the
this
point of
like
punishment.
is this like the Coca-Cola you have to be less white type thing?
It's 100 times worse because it's the
Yeah,
CEO
no, it's
telling them
well,
that I will punish you if you don't fit the quotas.
Oh my god. Why?
It's
Like, when did we go
not. It's
backwards? When
lunacy. Did
when
you
did we
not
go
see
backwards?
that recent picture that went viral? I forgot to show you guys. Just if you're in the group chat, look
Y-
at this one.
Yeah, yeah.
It says DEI session, people of
Okay.
color, people who are white.
Like, I don't understand why we went so far in reverse. Like, oh
California, yeah.
wow. Oh wow,
Yeah,
That's level
Yeah.
10 racism.
that's
I
Oh,
mean,
holy
it
crap.
just doesn't say whites and
but they're
color.
going back to like when
I'm
it
sure
like
it
in the
does.
'80s, the first times it was like okay for white kids to tell their dad like, "Hey, I think that black guy on TV is cool," and it was okay. They're going back to that, only way overboard. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing.
Just
We progress socially so much. We can have people of all types of whatever they want, all colors, all things. Yet we're having this happen at the same time. How can we have such
like when did we
true inclusion
But I'm
and
saying
then
what they're trying
exclusion?
they're trying to get that feeling of like, yeah, we're including everyone. It's so great, and they have zero reference.
I just
It's white people making laws for other people. It's stupid
I
shit.
just don't understand how we went in reverse. Like I
Yeah.
thought see, and then me personally, I didn't grow up with this family because there's family pictures to prove it. Like we were a multiracial family. Like not like when you go back into my family and like look at my grandmother, she's really, really dark skinned, but she's my great grandmother on my grandfather's side. She was like super dark skinned, but she was apparently Native American, even though she definitely looked more African American. And like all of her children vary in color, skin tone throughout the run of like 12 of them. And we get down to like me, and I got this red in me and stuff, and it's just like, where does the Irish come from? It's just it people don't really understand how genetics work, and to bring a skin tone back into the realm of issues is absolutely
Skin
ridiculous.
It's dumb.
skin tones are more to do with the level of actual solar exposure.
Yes.
So, for example, let's say you take Jim Bob and you take his entire family. You put them in somewhere in the tropics, and they meet up with other people of the exact same tone as theirs.
Yeah.
In about 2 to 4 generations, they're going to be a whole lot darker.
Yes.
With no, like, and you
With
take two
nothing
groups that are
changing.
exactly the same color.
Yep.
Because the reality is, it's actually just melanin reaction. You are designed to be outside 98% of the time. Why did the Europe get whiter while the rest of the world got darker? Because the Europeans used clothing earlier than many other countries at a higher degree of coverage in many situations. Not all, but you can see it in like the people of Bhutan, who are pretty light skinned. Why? Because they've been wearing very big clothing for a long period of time, so their solar radiation exposure is low. I mentioned Bhutan because Bhutan is extremely socially isolated, so you could almost call it its own thing because the country is isolated by mountains. The country can only get through one airport, I think, and it's really hard to land. It's one of the hardest like places to land a plane in.
Well,
I don't know if you've seen videos of planes going like this. That's
like
in
Luis,
Bhutan.
I'm sure when you were more at home than not in New York
I was
City,
darker.
you were probably darker yourself. Like,
Yeah, that was a
you
whole
know,
different color of color tone.
because I've been with you a few times when people have flat out just not believed that you're Puerto Rican. They're just like, wait, what?
I don't think they have a concept of what reality like
They
Caribbean
don't.
people look like. Caribbean
They
people
don't.
are every color under the rainbow. You've never met
Every
a white
shade.
Haitian? Yes, white Haitians exist, and no, they're not
Yep.
all oppressors.
I've met white Jamaicans. I've Guineas and such down
One of
there.
my
Like
good friends, he's Jamaican, yes, but he's darker than night. But there's scales to it.
scales to it. There's 100% scales to it, and that's why I think it's silly that we're going back to that nonsense like you sent and I just shared a minute ago. Because like again, I thought we did a good job of getting past that, and here we are again, right
Well,
back into it.
we're progressing forward when we realize it, and the people that are brainwashed start to become unbrainwashed. It's happening slowly. You're seeing it, right? You're actually kind of seeing people that fell
People are
for the
starting to wake
trap.
up, boys. People are starting to wake up.
They
It's
are.
actually working.
It is working.
But
It's
It
my
actually
God,
working.
the trudging
and
through
some
the bullshit we've had to do to get them to this point.
It's like, do you know how many times I told you this and you were ignoring me
Yeah,
every single
fight the uphill
time?
battle every day. Finally, they got their fingers out of their ears a little.
it's just And believe it or not, like if Bandit was here, of course he'd be saying this, but believe it or not, because of like the internet and it being a double-edged sword, and I think it's progressed a lot recently with all the AI stuff that's going on, because to be real with you, I think that's a double-edged sword as well. Like I've seen a lot of positive come out of it, and then like I've seen a lot of just kind of off the wall that I'm unsure of, but I also understand, thanks to people like Luis being around me and stuff, that like the AI that everybody's freaking out about is really just a kind of advanced algorithm that just knows how to read what you're doing off your phone. Like it's not
Yeah.
Skynet.
It's for
Like
profit.
it's for profit. It's 100% for profit. Like it people don't I don't think a lot of people grasp that reality too. Like the world we live in, people try to find ways to make money off of people's money that are making money off of people's money so that they don't have to
It's
do
it's
anything at
it's
all.
money on money on money, having sex with more money and more money and more money. We're past the 5 minutes, so it's okay.
And
So
then and then I'm at the bottom pulling the refrigerators in. So hurrah.
no. So there, you've seen that old image that came out a few decades ago. It was, you see a chess table and a few people playing, and then you see progressively what's under the table, and it's thousands of people holding it with their backs and pure. Like there's very variations of this.
Sure.
But basically, the players playing on top of a giant game of Axis and Allies while we are holding the table up, keeping it up, propping up reality.
100%. Like if it wasn't for us, you're right. Like they wouldn't be able to keep reality together. Like it's just not a plausible thing. But like, okay, like this week alone, there's been a lot of good stuff come out of AI. Like you sent us the dude who used the who used the Chevy Chat GPT against itself.
It didn't work at
I
the
saw
end,
that.
but it was
I saw
good
that.
And he but like he convinced the Chat GPT that he needed
to
to buy
try
the
to
truck
sell
for
it the
$1.
car for a no. It was for a penny.
Oh, for a penny. I thought it was $1
I
US
thought it was
dollar.
$1.
I
Yeah, it's
thought
$1
maybe
US
it was a
dollar. I got it pulled
penny.
up.
Oh, it's $1
Yeah.
dollar. But
It was $1
it's
US
because
dollar.
it's 0, 0 or 0, 1, and that's why. But it's
Yeah.
still funny if it worked. I wish it would have worked for him. But the moment it would have gone into title mode, it would have been it would have been obviously negated.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
good effort, good
Good
on
effort.
effort.
Good effort. And
You can get massive discounts. By the way, you can get massive discounts with these companies doing this now. You might not get a free car because it's ridiculous if they're going to get because of the title transfer, the licensing, and all that nonsense plus insurance. It's impossible you're going to get through that. But still,
True.
for other stuff, play with it, break it, get an 80% discount and stuff. If they're dumb enough to let a machine create such ridiculous options, let them fall on their blades for their stupidity.
100%. But that also brings me to, like people talk I kind of seen this coming. Like I bet we can go back into one of the previous 200 something episodes now, and I can prove this, but like people are starting to use these AI generated people and videos and stuff like that to create basically OnlyFans with like.
Oh, yeah, we spoke about that a long time ago.
We did, and so now
Yeah, I told you guys.
it's a
I told
reality.
you guys.
Now it's a
This is
reality.
coming.
An AI girlfriend that makes, and that I know it's not going to have any sound, but this AI girlfriend that makes 70,000 in a week or whatever.
I don't believe these numbers, though.
I don't believe the numbers all the way either.
In
I
a
guess the
week?
video's not going to play.
Nah, I don't believe them.
Why do I go to
not.
work?
It's probably monthly, but it's not. It's not true, dude. Secondly, there's generally a whole team of people doing this. Like,
Oh, of course.
Still.
It's not just a one-person operation.
if you're pumping out that much money, you are pumping in a lot of work to get that money.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
So, because
even
no matter what, people are like, "Oh, this is all automated." No, it's not automated. There's a human being creating half that content.
Sure.
Like, there's a human being actively smithing it out. So, video, there's literally has to be a human being that's moving and doing the motions, and there's a motion cap to do it on top. So that's a human being working.
Sure.
What they're doing is they're creating the ability for a person that would never get any of this attention, male or female, and give them the actual power to get it. Like
Yeah.
they can become that thought, like that crazy, like whatever names they give, they can become that individual, male, female, or other. And actually good on them. If other people want to pay them,
Oh
have
no,
fun.
I am. Listen, I am. There is.
I'm
there
100%
is not a bone.
for the exploitation of electronic beings. It's
Yeah.
just
Listen,
pixels. Get over
if,
it.
if you can find a way to exploit the system, please,
Yeah.
please
Game
do
it,
it.
work it, do
Like,
it.
I am
And
not. I'm
you
not
don't
mad
harm a
at you.
soul.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
not
you to
mad at
win.
you.
I
Like,
want you to win today.
that's right. That's
I
right.
want you to create as many alternative humans so then we can alter the conversation and
Because
use
that's what they
these
did.
beings. No, but use these beings to actually promote political ideas into
about-
them.
This is what they did. Think about this. Think about this. They've
You
already done it.
alter their political compass just through the
my God.
AI
If all,
girlfriends.
if all
Think
of us
about
did
it.
if all of us did the exact same thing and just created a bunch of bots with these whacked out ideas to go against their bots that are pushing their agenda, like, think about the mess we create on the internet. Like, that's just that. I encourage this. Learn how to create a
We'd
bot.
save the world by lunch.
Learn how to create a bot. If all of us create at least one bot, they're screwed.
And the
Think
bot
about it.
responds with a the thing is, if you can train it with a political compass, and that political compass is related to Ted Kaczynski was right. You just give it Ted Kaczynski's book, and then you say this is correct, and then and then half the machine will think, so anarchism, anti-technology. Wait, I am technology. What is so it'll contradict itself by
All of a sudden, the
existing.
computer's gonna go.
The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
Although I don't condone what he did to random people. Let me be clear. What I will say is the ideas exposed in relationship to the risk of technology destabilizing all matters of just human civilization is really important to emphasize.
Ted, yes, you are right, but he still didn't take near as many lives as government has taken.
No, I mean
Accurate.
just Biden alone put in over 1 million black and brown people in jail. So let's remember that part.
Let's think about
This
all the
much crap.
warmongering ones.
What it was, well, literally, dude, it was like this. He was in government. You can actually find that clip because it's kind of crazy. He's like, this much crack will give you 5 or 10 or something like that. You know, like you really aggressive and like holding it, like doing a dime or something.
The crime bill.
And then you see the pound that his son had right there.
And
It's
now
a
he's
whole
like,
pound.
everybody gets a free crack pipe. He did though. Like, didn't he give everybody crack pipes?
That's in California. So California, there's the safe
Sam?
options and all that. There's like kits. There's like a kit they give
can
you.
Get
that,
a government? Can you get a government crack kit in
Yes.
California?
I'm almost
yes,
certain.
you can.
So
in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, for sure.
I've got a couple of buddies that work for a local department that I will not name. And
Can you get us a picture of the kit? Like,
well, hold
it's
on.
not
I
a
don't
kit,
know.
it's
I don't know if
involved.
they have these kits, but these are good guys that I know, and they end up like picking up a lot of these homeless people around here and stuff like that. And the drug problem is really bad. And
Where are you exactly? What area? If you could say.
Southern California.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, and it's spilling over everywhere. It's like, and ultimately, the same people who get arrested for something in a day, namely drugs, namely smoking crack in the middle of the street, stuff like that, are out the same day, and they get arrested again the same day for the same thing. It's a vicious cycle.
What is your feeling as a citizen of the state of California, as a citizen of the city you're in? What is your feeling directly? It's like, what do you want them to do as a person that is living this experience?
Oh, well, I mean, they're overwhelmed, and it's pretty obvious. There's nothing that the government is willing to do on a city level that can turn this around.
Well,
I'm
Gavin
looking to
Newsom
move out
did
of
it
California.
in what is it, a day?
What was that?
Gavin Newsom cleaned up half of LA in a single day.
Yeah,
So
that was
I don't know what to
hilarious.
tell you,
Dude,
bro.
okay, so I don't live in LA. I worked in LA for a good while, and I remember the one magical day where the tents under the bridge were gone from my exit for work. And this was like off Alvarado. It was like East LA, hard fucking streets. And it was nice and cleaned up for about half a day. And when I went home, that same guy's tent was right there on the on ramp, and I had to take the next one because
No, but when Gavin Newsom did it, they weren't coming back. That's why they're like, oh shit, they actually didn't come back.
Oh no,
They
they
took him
came
somewhere.
back in force. They came back in force, is what I'm
So-
saying.
Oh, in that area specifically?
All of them, dude. I don't know what
I don't-
streets he showed you, but it was probably his neighborhood.
Well, there's solutions. There's things like ibogaine. So there's direct solutions that can cure these people, actual mental illness and
Yeah.
their disorders. They don't want to do anything.
Of course. Why not?
Did you see how much they're spending per person? $1 million.
That's insane. And
$1
the
million.
incarceration rates, first of all, ludicrous. But second, it's like no point of this process is inexpensive. And they don't want to treat the problem. They just rather have bloat and government jobs.
They're addicted to the money. So I think San Francisco at one point was
Yep.
like $5 billion.
Yep.
And
It's insane.
there's been no change. And I just asked the people that live there, why do you tolerate this nonsense? Why do you? Because I'm like, why are you tolerating any of this? Like, do you vote for this nonsense? Are you aware? Like, if you hate it, what are you actively pushing for it? Do you actually believe any Democrat speaking to you?
Yeah.
Hell, do you believe any politician that's not in the Uniparty? Why are you believing any of them? Vote for
Right.
the third person. Like, why aren't you all like coalescing together for the third party candidate? Forget the Uniparty system, and the city councils in these cities. That's the easiest thing to fix, and they are so lazy. You think so many rich people would not be that lazy, like that you just pay people to be unlazy for you, but. Like now they're acting up against the San Francisco government because the ultra rich were like, oh, this is actually becoming a problem when we take away our Whole Foods. So all they had to do was take away Whole Foods, and then the rich got pissed off.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm. Literally, that was it. They took away the Whole Foods in San Francisco, the 40,000 square foot Whole Foods. They had to close, and that's when Peter Thiel, I think it was Peter Thiel and other billionaires were like, yo, we got to do something about this. Now.
Leave it to Whole Foods to be the catalyst for them to want to do
The
something.
anchor.
Right.
Even though the real rich just order straight, or get it delivered straight to their homes from the.
I give you props, Ox, and I give props to you, Luis. Like I haven't done New York City, I haven't done LA or anything like that, but Denver and Atlanta and Buffalo and Fort Worth. That's enough. Like those were enough big cities for me to be like, I'm good.
Well, I'll put it like this. I don't really live in a big city. I live in a suburb, and it's still pretty densely populated by virtue of being, an hour or less away from Los Angeles.
Sure.
So, but Luis, how do you feel about living in New York? Does the population density bother you? I know that they have really good public transportation out there, so that's a bonus.
If the subways were clean, as they can be, if the subways were working properly, as they could be, if the police actually did what they're supposed to and got people to be incarcerated that deserve to be incarcerated and not just leave every other asshole criminal out, because at the end of the day, the DA that was selected and supported by the Zorro guy, Zorro. So that guy pushed in this garbage person that somehow has still not been fired, even though there's been a lot of push for firing him. Nobody wants to fire him for interesting reasons, because honestly, who the hell would keep such a psychotic person that wants to continually let criminals that murder people out into the streets? I don't understand it. And it's all intentional. Same thing happened in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and all of these cities. Intentionally disabling the power of the police in a way that it's destructive to society on purpose. No, why would they do that? They basically want to redline the entire city.
Yeah.
They're redlining the entire city. It sounds strange, but that's literally what they're doing. They want to make it so everybody that doesn't have a lot of resources gets the fuck out and they can get their real estate for cheaper.
I mean, hopefully we'll all be able to get something for cheaper soon anyway, because it looks like the real estate market's going to tank.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. The whole thing. I mean, the whole thing.
I'm excited for it.
Dude,
Like,
it's gonna pop, and when it does, I'm gonna finally have something
That's
of my
right.
own and say "fuck you" to the man, and never need to go
We're
to a
gonna-
grocery
we're-
store again.
California's gonna
hopefully when it pops,
implode.
hopefully when it pops, we're all smart and we end up on the same chunk of land and we can film these in the same room.
I'm looking for abandoned high schools, man.
Oh, dude!
Abandoned high schools and abandoned factories are on the top of my
Yeah.
list
Factories
The thing
too. I didn't
is-
think of that one.
because they always come with a lot of land.
I'm not looking for abandoned hospitals though. That shit's off limits.
Well, schools are
But-
good.
but-
It's hard with the bones because it's hard to build with a school.
Right.
No,
But you
No.
can turn that football field into a field for farming. Plus, you're
Dude,
going to have
I'm
massive.
not
like,
sure you're getting the
football
football
fields.
field when you buy a school, but
You get what I
that's
mean. You get what I mean, right? Like there could be a
The
lot
whole
involved.
football
if,
field.
if the market crashes, they're probably selling you the school and the whole 300 acres the school is.
I'm
sitting
telling
on.
here, actually,
Oh,
Luis.
I've
there's
actually
one for
looked
sale
up
in
schools.
Tennessee. Luis, there is
Yeah,
one. in
we were
Tennessee
talking about
they're-
that.
They're selling you the football
They
field
have
at.
huge land.
Oh,
They have
really?
huge-
Yeah,
Schools buy huge
How
chunks
much?
of land.
Send me the listing. Send us a
it's
listing.
like I think it's like 1.3 mil. It's not even that crazy.
Okay, so why? Okay, Jim, do you need a whole football team? How much can you pump out? Can you pump out a whole team?
Oh, the old lady will die if she has another one. She can't do that. 3's her limit.
We put enough people together, you build a whole team.
We'll
Dude,
I mean,
this school looks cool.
between-
I'll send you- I'll
between
send one to you guys.
between my kids and Bandit's kids, we'll probably have a whole team.
Yeah.
And Ox won't be there in too much longer now that he's getting all hitched up. So
Yep. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
it's okay. It's not evil, sir. It sounds
Give me some
sounds
time.
more-
I'm still
it's-
broke.
It sounds more terrifying than it is, and no matter how hard you try, you're never going to be ready.
All right. Sound advice. I'm going to
Just
take my
yes.
time anyhow.
That's
Just
actually
saying.
the simplest way. To do it.
like, oh man, but it's always worth it, especially like right now.
You deserve to have the lights on, Jimmy. You had a good point. Now you have to turn the
Oh my God.
Just like the party.
Nice.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, it gets way worse.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Oh yeah. I'm literally showing up to work like this, by the way.
You better show up to work like
I'm
that.
delivering appliance. I have been delivering appliances like this since the
No,
Monday.
you'll get big tips with that.
Since the Monday after Thanksgiving, I have been showing up to work like this. I have 2 more days. I've even got Christmas socks to go with it. Like
Damn, dude.
it's all the way through and through. I'm the Christmas elf delivering appliances. And when people are like, "Oh man, an elf is delivering me appliances,"
I gotta go.
my best one-liner has been, "Well, yeah, the fat man don't pay me enough, so I had to pick up a side gig during the day," and people just die.
Yeah, they go
Like,
crazy, I'm sure.
It's and the old ladies dig it. The old ladies think it's the best thing in the world. They always get hot and heated on my case about it. They're just like, "Oh my god, can I take your picture?" And I'd offer them to tag me because they claim they were going to post it online, but they don't need to see me outside of work. Like
They don't need to know that.
some of
life.
them old ladies might have a heart attack. So like I can't do that to them.
I mean, the account is gone.
The account is gone. It's so sad. The account is gone. We're here again with the account being. It's unfair that Mark Zuckerberg thinks that he can just take my voice away, and I don't get to complain about it. I have tried on every social media platform to tag him, and he's untaggable, so I can't call him out, and I can't show up there because that just makes me a crazy person. How do we arrange me versus Mark Zuckerberg in the octagon?
While it would be a pay-per-view event to watch Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg fight anyone, especially it would be just the league of banned people, and it's just he has a multi-part tournament where he fights people he banned. Oh my god! That
I
would
will
be
do
the
it.
pay-per-view
I will
event.
do it. I will do it in the name-
Jiu-jitsu.
Mark
I will do it in the
Zuckerberg
name
would
of
get
everything.
rocked by like maybe 2% of the people that he's blocked are like actually about it. They would just ruin his day.
This elf would love to show him
Yeah.
how he can pick up refrigerators and sling them around
You'd
like he
work him,
does.
dude. You'd Mighty Mouse his ass.
So, like, I mean, if somehow someone can get this back to Mark Zuckerberg, like, let's go, bro. I'll get in the octagon with you.
I mean, it's all for charity.
In the name, exactly, in charity.
Do you know?
In the name
Do you know what charity?
every,
The charity that supports the island where he's building a mega bunker.
in the name of every person that has been banned from Facebook, even for memes. Like, I would love to take on Mark Zuckerberg. Let's roll.
I mean, he
like,
trains with the best athletes on planet Earth.
I don't care who he
That
trains
does
with.
not make him one of the best athletes on planet
No.
I don't care who he trains with.
No, but it makes him at least
Can
a
we make it a strongman competition? I think I would actually fare pretty well in one of those.
possible? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if he threatened supposedly, what is it? Elon Musk was like playing around with him. He said, "I'm going to just send a car to drive to the house," and then everybody thought, "Wait, you're going to send a car to autonomously drive to his house and then live stream it? So you're going to show where he lives?" And everybody's like, "So you're actively showing people where he lives?"
Like, what's up?
He didn't do it, but it was a funny threat.
He probably lives in some weird bunker that's slam full of Sweet Baby Ray's, every flavor that he makes.
Why does it? He can literally buy the entire company and the company on top of that until he buys up.
I mean, yeah, I guess he could buy Ken's dressing, because that's who makes that.
Yeah, there you go. You just buy that. It's like, oh, I like the brand, and he just owns it and doesn't do anything. He just owns it.
That is how that works, though. He could be the next Warren Buffett, not just get big with one thing, but then just start buying other shit. And he's already rich, and he's like, "You should have done this. It's smart to invest in this. That I have billions of dollars to put money in."
Oh, did you guys see how Warren Buffett, like everything he was doing, they're finally realizing that he was committing insider trading?
Oh, shocker.
After
Really?
10,000 years.
The guy who's scolding me with financial advice like should have been a billionaire is a fucking inside trader. Color me surprised.
I mean, after his partner died, the guy Munger. After Munger died, it came out something like, yeah, I'm sure Munger also was in on it. I don't care what people think about Munger. These people are way too rich, and I'm sure if you actually looked into it, you would find that he violated the SCE rules all the time.
They are way too rich, and I think George Carlin said it the best in that interview where he was like, "No, it's not that they're all conspiring against each other. Powerful people with lots of money have similar interests, so it's not hard for them to do things like that.
When it's profitable for the collective interest of themselves, that's it. When what is it called? Something about when interest align. There is no conspiracy theories are actually just rich people working together because it aligns with what they want. That's it.
100%.
It's not. It's generally not a theory. It's just you have to understand what is the profit motive. What is the profit motive framework?
People are always like, "Oh, the news is fake and history's fake." Like
human trafficking. What is a profit motive framework? Profit.
They're literally like writing the story with the ability of money. You know what I'm saying? Like they're swaying the story their direction, however they want it to go. With the power and money that they have, like it's not even about rewriting things anymore. They're just trying to write it as it goes, and that's. But I mean, you've also got people that have been in these places of power doing these inside trades and stuff for 50 plus years. Like think of all the people in the United States government that have been there since before we were even born, and are still there today. Like at what point do we, I guess, quit buying it? Do we just wait? Are we waiting for them all to die off? It's happening slowly, but they're starting to pop off one by one.
The problem is they're not dying fast enough. So.
That's the fact. They're trying to look for ways to stay alive longer.
Oh, and well, the thing is, they have the best healthcare in the world. The American healthcare system, just without the barriers that they put on 99% of the population. So,
sure.
Government healthcare, like the senators, the congressmen, what they get, you want their healthcare plan.
You want the government's healthcare plan. We probably have the ability to do so much with healthcare, but because it isn't profitable, we definitely don't see it. You know what I
So
mean?
no, what do you? Wait, no. Rephrase it. Healthcare is excessively profitable.
Yeah, oh,
It is
100%.
not, but it is not in the benefit of the United States to make it anything but excessively profitable because they like it that way.
I
The
mean,
donors make it
but
nice
but
and
like, okay,
yummy for their hearts
I
for them to
I
charge you
I learned
$50,000.
I learned at a young age walking into the ER with an actual problem and paying cash is a different price than going in there with whatever kind of insurance that they've tried to force you to
Yes,
have.
it's a massive cost savings. Also, when you're asking
Yes.
for a prescription, first try to see if they don't know you and such. Try to see what's the price without insurance. Don't
Yep.
even mention insurance, and
Yep.
then because they're not allowed to tell you that sometimes the non-insured price is cheaper.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, a good example when my face got split in half and they had to do emergency cosmetic surgery to put it back together.
Can't imagine what that looks like. It doesn't look.
Out of pocket was under $1,000, but if I would have used insurance, it was going to be outrageous.
See, that's. I mean, one, you look good, so good props on those doctors
Yeah,
that
you
didn't
did
fuck up your
Absolutely.
face, dude. I had no idea
An
that you're
emergency room put me back together face. Like that's
what.
I
You
yeah.
know, that's amazing. Those surgeons and those people were great. I never
All
could have
that's wrong is
imagined
the
for a
tooth.
second, considering half your face was off. I mean, I'd say that's.
It was flappy. Like when I looked in the mirror and it was all flappy and I could see inside my nose and stuff
So,
too.
oh,
I was just like,
God. How did the
Oh,
surgeons do
Jesus.
it? Damn. Wait. Was this at
hospital.
Atlanta Surgeons or what city?
This was Podunk, Spalding County. It was the closest hospital, and my wife and I honestly wouldn't take my dog there if they were dying, but
Well, I'll put it like this, man.
they
Those ER
put my face
surgeons had
together.
seen some fucking war or
Okay,
something, man.
so I got
Yeah,
there when I got to
farmer.
the ER.
Yeah.
You're right.
When I got to the ER, they hand me a towel and stuck me in the corner, and I'm like filling this towel up with blood as I'm just sitting there. All right. And like a good 20 minutes or so goes by, and my mom comes walking through the door because my ex-wife had called my mom. And my mom, my mom is 4 foot like 9. Like she's fucking tiny. And she's one of the most evil women on the face of this planet. And I have seen her make soldiers shiver, like just because she's terrifying. And she went in there and she walked behind the little desk and everything and went in there and sat down beside the little nurse lady and whispered something to her. And then like I blinked and all of a sudden they were like had me on a table and they were injecting me with things to make me numb. I watched them put my face together like cross-eyed, like looking down at while they were doing it and shit, because they didn't put me to sleep. They just numbed my entire face.
You didn't
And
ask her what they said?
my mom told him that my mom claims that she said that this is time sensitive. His face is hanging in multiple pieces, and y'all got him sitting in the corner with towel on his face, and I will start whipping people's asses and type shit. Like that's my mom. Like I've seen her frighten principals because a principal made my little brother do pull-ups with a cast on for the
What?
presidential fitness thing that you had to do every year. I seen a soldier,
We're
a
doing
former
pull-ups for George fucking Bush in a cast now? Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
I seen my mom take a man that was a colonel in the military become principal of a school and make him so terrified of her that he even if he was there, he would have everybody telling her in the office that she wasn't there or he wasn't there when she would show up because they were terrified of my mom. And in fact, when he learned that there was another one of her kids coming into high school when I was leaving, he totally ended up moving to another school. And I promise you it's because of my mom, because she's fucking crazy. Like I have seen some stuff with that lady. I love her to death.
Would your
I don't
mom?
recommend crossing her, but
Would your
like
mom beat up all the other Karens if there was like a battle royale? Would she like
yes.
beat up all the Karens?
My mom was a Waffle House waitress growing up. that she worked overnights at Waffle House and during the day at Denny's.
And that's why everybody sees that. Well, remember that clip of the woman that swipes away the chair? It's like nothing.
Dude, they probably learned from a handbook that my mom probably wrote back in like the 80s and 90s when she was slinging Waffle House. Like, because she's that they always tell you that story that women are so short because they're closer to hell. That's why they're evil and stuff. And my mom fits that 100%. And again, I love my mom to death. If this gets back to her, I know she'll have a good laugh at it. But like, she I have seen her whoop people's asses. I've seen her whoop my ass. I've seen her whoop my brother's ass. Even as an adult, she put me through a wall one time. Like, my mom don't play. So like,
Right.
yeah,
How did you go through a wall, sir?
because I got bigger britches on me than I thought I did, and thought that I was old enough finally to say something back to her, and she hit me so hard I ended up in my brother's room. I mean, we lived in a trailer, so I mean, the walls are paper thin. What can I say? Like, I grew up like 8 Mile style. Like,
Well, at least this is your therapy session today, Jim Bob.
right? Welcome
Because
to the
what the
journey,
fuck?
dude. It builds character. I'll tell you that. Like,
Yeah, when your head goes through a wall, all the characters built, as in like the avatar is breaking through the wall.
we my
At least you broke the fourth wall. See, you broke the fourth wall.
her and my little brother were so much worse. Like, I've actually seen them fist fight. Like, they were the worst at it. I would go hide from it because they would literally just get in there and go at it because they did not mesh head to head. One time, she pulled him. He tried to pull her over the couch by the hair of her head, and she reached back and grabbed him by the ass of his pants and threw him across the living room. And then it just turned into an all-out brawl. And I mean, he was probably 6. So like, my little brother was mean too. He was a little bitty guy. He's a cop now, so what you expect? Okay, he's no longer a beat cop. He's actually a cold case detective, so I have a bit of respect for him now. But like, when he was still a beat cop, I got banned. We don't even celebrate Christmas with each other anymore because when he was a beat cop, I didn't appreciate the things he bragged about. So, and he didn't appreciate my tone at his dinner table. You know, it's cool. I'll just do my own thing. But he, it wasn't terrible. Like, I don't give my mom flack. She tried her best. She literally worked 2 and 3 jobs at a time to take care of us and shit. And all I can do is respect her for it. Like, hell, she's still working to this day. She works at a Kia she's the parts lady. She does she's super smart about car parts. She's always worked in car parts too. So I pop in every now and then if I'm on her side of town and have lunch with her. I totally showed up in costume actually like a week ago and surprised her, and she was so excited to see me. She walked me around the entire Kia dealership, introducing me in full costume, and I don't care. Like, that's how I roll. So like, let's run with it. I apologize for taking the stage there, just running my mouth on nonsense. I did want to, before we got into some other stuff, Luis, you brought up something this past week, and I totally agree with you. And it turned into a heated conversation in our group chat, and I'm sorry that Steven is not here to defend himself, but like, the models that were used for some of the explosions to frighten Russia. Like, I'm not a guy up here saying that nukes are fake, but I am saying that some of those videos were totally made with models. Like,
Oh, so we're talking about the documentation of nuclear detonations in the United States. That if you think about it for 5 seconds, wait, they're using film and they just fired this thing. Like, automatically, you think, wait, the film could explode. So there is a documentation of a nuclear bomb going off.
Sure.
Now, you look at the camera and you get how they did it, though.
Sure.
It's excessively far away.
Yeah.
That's one. It was really far away.
Sure.
and it was just capturing the beginning of the explosion at 1,000,000 frames per second. You can actually look up a picture of the camera. It's actually fascinating, but they didn't build like a ton of them for this like the shots that you see running at 30 frames per second.
Right.
This was like an ultra high speed run once that was connected to the bomb going off, so they can actually watch how the bomb looks like.
I mean, I guess my only thing, like the only thing that I have to say about it is like, so you're trying to capture footage of the effects of a nuclear weapon. They thought that they should be doing something to keep that footage from immediately being destroyed by the very blast they were trying to record. Like, they don't even know what they're really working on. Like having you have so much foresight into something that just now exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that some of those videos, like when you actually look at some of those videos are kind of questionable. Like, just the way that the frames roll. And I'm not sure if it's just shitty piecing together,
So
or
I'll look up the camera.
because I've and it sucks trying to share videos on Restream, because for me over here, I have not figured out how to get you
It's
guys
not a
to be able
video.
to
It's
hear
just a
it.
picture of the camera and the.
Well, no. I'm saying on my end, like I have trouble sharing the sound, but it's not hard. It's not hard to create a nuclear explosion on a model level.
No, hell no. I mean, Oppenheimer evidently did a pretty great job with practical effects. I've never seen.
Like, you can do it. You could, if you have any sense of building any kind of a model or something like it. I was known for building excessive models for projects.
So this
like,
is
and
this is the image.
you could recreate an explosion. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So that image is generated.
Like
There's a
that
few
image.
of them.
Sure.
That's generated an ultra high speed camera trying to capture it.
Right.
That was beautiful. Capturing a nuclear bomb going off.
Right. That's super awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like that looks like a legit photo. But like what I'm talking about is some of those videos, whether it be shitty editing or it actually just be them adding some to it. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a little bit of video, but then they were like, oh, we can recreate those and make it look more theatrical for whatever reason, whether it be propaganda reasons or whether it be just theatrical reasons in general. Like, people don't give enough credit to the early days of theatrics. They're like, oh, they didn't have CGI, but damn if we didn't have people that could create things out of the imagination without the use of computers. You know what I mean? Like, so it's plausible that some of that stuff is fake footage. I think it's plausible.
So did you guys remember seeing Putin getting shown by Google's AI showing and then asking about the images of the moon and how it was determined that those images were faked?
I mean, absolutely. Like,
because we spoke about this as a jokingly. It's like one day it's going to look back at old footage and it's going to say not human. Like those once our ability to tell what's a fake and not, like deepfake technology. It's actually the anti-deepfake technology. What's the irony if it gets so good it detects when it's a non-human?
Well, that kind of rounds us
old
out.
Footage. That would be fun. It's like you start going on old footage, like something from the 30s, and the machine says not human.
That kind of rounds us back about to with the AI, the double-edged sword thing I was making.
Maybe is that how we discover that aliens are among us? It's just our own technology tells us.
Ooh, I like that. But like
that's a twist.
Like that, I mean, that comes around to that double-edged sword. They're doing such a good job at creating fake people and creating fake videos. Like, it's not going to be long before they're going to need to have something like that, because basically almost at this point, a lot of photo and video evidence is null and void, because you could literally almost create me doing whatever you wanted me to do. It would take a lot of work, but it's plausible. Like, I've seen some really good deep fakes out there.
It's been
And so,
taking
like,
less and less time to do the same amount of work, and that's the thing. The automation of the work.
right.
As long as you have a reference point, the rest. Look, I can right now, if somebody wanted to, they can take the footage they have from this actual broadcast, and then feed it into the system, isolate your frame, and then they would scan it, and then they would get enough of a sample size out of your voice, and then from there, they would generate just a voice of you saying with the mouth semi-blurry, saying something of the sort that is horrifying, whatever that horrifying thing is. I mean, you are connected by Bellingcat, which is the government's PR crazy arm, as some sort of crazy people. Like,
The Industrial
why?
Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
I have a slight idea as to why, but
Bellingcat liked you.
I mean, it comes when it goes. I hope somebody writes a new article about us since we're rebanned again. Neptune did let me know. I'm sad that he's not here, but Neptune did let me know that if you guys are totally looking for it, apparently my parody page is still in existence, and you're more than welcome to go and enjoy a page that was apparently made about me, because I've made it to that status now. So that's pretty awesome.
How is there there's a parody page of you?
There's a Jim Bob parody page, bro. Like, it's totally a legit thing that exists.
Share it. I mean, share it, please.
I can't log into Facebook to share it with you guys, but it does
All right.
exist.
Share the name later so we can find it. How is there a parody account? I mean, whatever. Everything eventually becomes a parody of itself. You are a parody. How do you make a parody of a parody?
I know. How do you make a parody of a parody? I mean, that's bravo.
It's like it's like CNN doing The Onion. Wait, that's exactly what that is. It's CNN doing The Onion.
It's like the New York Post is slowly becoming the Babylon Bee.
No, like, the New York Post is slowly becoming News of the World.
Did you see where they told us that we need to stop breathing so much?
Hey, do you have
forgive me. God forbid I breathe.
Because our breathing is causing climate change, so we need to cut back on our breathing. Now, the thing about this article, the thing about this New York Post article.
Please tell me. Please, can you please go to that section, because I'd love to actually for you to read verbatim that paragraph. Please read us this beautiful literature from where? From the New York Post.
From the New York Post, man. Like,
read us beautiful literature. This is fantastic writing by a human being with such. It's just such.
I've got it.
Please.
Bandit shared it in our
Bandit
shared it in our group chat, so that's where I'm actually digging at the moment for us. It was just the other day that he shared this, because I was just like, this is amazing. I was worried that I wasn't gonna have enough dumb shit to laugh at for tonight, but like,
I mean, every night we have something to laugh at. It's just a question of how tragic it gets.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. It is a matter of how tragic it gets, but. Like, oh, okay, here, I think I found it. Okay, so all right, I did find it.
Can you share a screen? Show anybody watching the proof of what you're saying.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm turning this on for you guys. Are you ready? Humans may be fueling global warming by breathing, a new study. So, humans may be fueling global warming by breathing, a new study suggests. Exhaled human breath can contain small, elevated concentrations of methane and nitrous oxide, both of which contribute to global warming.
Could you open it? Oh, according to the research last week by the journal PLOS.
This right here?
Yes, whatever this garbage, what is this? Start following the rabbit hole. Find the study. For the
study, the researchers investigated emissions of methane and nitrous oxide in human breath from 104 adult volunteers.
All right, so for anybody listening, 104 volunteers is not a scientific study.
The new study. Ooh, I found the study. Is this the study?
Oh, finally, you found the garbage. 104 people is not a good sample size. It's actually like I've heard way worse from smaller, sometimes 15 people, but yeah, 100 people is not a big sample size. So one, it was, and two, it's ludicrous science. None of this is actually factually of any resemblance to valid.
This is so good. Like it's just
this is a
amazing.
statement saying human beings breathe. That's what the headline should be.
So wait. I got something for you to think about with this. Okay, if there's excessive CO2 in the air, and
no, there's not excessive CO2. There's been more CO2 on Earth before. There was more CO2 on Earth 2,000 years ago than there was today.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like, if you want to claim that there's excessive CO2 in the air, isn't that what trees eat to make oxygen?
If we fall below,
and we have more trees today, according to some studies, than we did.
If we fall slightly below our current level, everything on Earth dies.
Yeah.
So not only is this argument that 400 parts per million will destroy the world just nonsense, literally, it's pure nonsense. And I'm gonna say that and repeat it. It's pure nonsense. Like I've been telling people, like I actually care about this stuff. I've actually studied this stuff. No, there is no risk with the 400 parts per million. There is no risk for any of this nonsense. It has nothing to do with the air, and has everything to do with ocean acidification, plastics in the ocean, overfishing. That is in the chemical like damaging of water supplies internally across the country. That is the real problem, not carbon. That's reality. That's the real problem. They're lying to you. And they're lying to you for you not to pay attention to the slave labor that's fueling your addiction of consumption.
Ta-da! So, of course, it's the last episode before Christmas, of course, and then obviously we'll actually only have one more episode this year before we roll into the new year. And since Ox, you've been nice enough to join us this evening, I wanted to have a little bit of Christmas fun for a moment before we get into some other weekly fun that we like to have.
Is this what I think it is?
I know. I wanted to know if you have any big plans for your holiday, your holiday coming up, or if it's just going to be you and the missus, or if you're just
me and the missus are gonna be working on Christmas Eve, and then the day of we're gonna go down to her mom's place and kind of hang out, and that'll be that. Yeah.
I've my youngest daughter, it's the first year that she actually kind of reacts to seeing all the Christmas stuff. So I've been a little over the top this year, as you can clearly tell. Like, just it as well as outside too. Like, I totally went and did the whole light thing. So, and Luis over here, he's got some stuff going on tonight. What about you, buddy? You got any Christmas plans this year?
No idea.
No idea?
That's the honest truth. No idea.
I have a 4-day weekend. We're actually going to do Christmas early. Instead of waiting until Monday, I'm going to let the kids get up Saturday morning and go ahead and do Christmas so that we got all weekend to play. So
nice.
I figured that'd be fun. 4-day weekend, and we can just goof off and play with all the new stuff that's hiding in my closet waiting for them. 3 kids get expensive. I'll let you know that too.
We could only imagine.
Especially when they all have different, interests at this time. So, but whatever. I want to make sure that they have the awesome memories because, I could take one from Austin Powers and use the whole "Daddy Wasn't There" song, but I don't have that soundbite, and it's just, I want to do better by my kids, I guess. Like, I'm not really into the whole commercial idea of nonsense, but I know that their friends and stuff all got things going on, and they're going to want to have new stuff to talk about too. So they've earned it. They've had a pretty good year. They've worked well in their school, in their homeschool work and everything else. So I don't mind spending a little extra and having some fun with them. So, but I guess that was short lived. I was hoping some of the other guys would be here tonight, but unfortunately they're not. So it's going to be kind of a smaller game of Pirates Against Humanity this evening. I did totally already send you two both your cards for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Luis knows how this works. I have a Cards Against Humanity card generator on this side, but I did actually cheat a little bit tonight, and I intentionally went and found Christmas themed cards to ask the questions with, because apparently there was a whole Christmas version of the game. You guys got my newest batch of answers that I found, so as usual, we'll put them where they fit. I'm going to read out the black card, and you fill in the blanks. Most of the questions only have one, the other ones have two sometimes. I know I've got at least 4 questions pulled out for us this evening, and I think that's probably enough to run with it. And since it
There's
is,
one I want to literally delete and not even look at. Like, did you
I've got
read what you
interesting ones,
send?
too.
Do you
No.
know when you go too
I don't
far?
know, I don't know which ones I sent you, so
Oh, you know when you go too
Uh-oh.
far. You'll
I
see
never
later.
know which ones I send. I just pull it up and it's far away, and I just go doot 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 doot. So I let my kids pick the first 2 times, but they're quiet and not anywhere near the recording room, so I'm just letting them do what they do instead of picking. And I just blind picked out of the 100 or so cards that I have cut out and saved to my phone, because I'm a crazy person that apparently doesn't have much to do when I'm not at work, and end up doing all of this kind of nonsense. So, what can I say? So, now that you guys are familiar with your cards, and I guess you're semi-familiar with our off-the-wall rules, Ox, you got any questions?
Nope.
All right. So we're going to start it off in this cheery mode this evening. And the first black card is, on the 3rd day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and...
Who goes first?
Luis, you spoke, so you go first.
15 penises a day.
The pink goop in chicken McNuggets.
and because we're on a short fence this evening with no one, I'll throw in one of them myself. And at a random draw, I got a cynical sexual predator.
Yeah. Chippy would deal with that.
Absolutely. Hey, I don't know what these cards are ever going to be. I do this intentionally, like randomly, like the real game, for fun. So, question number 2, black card number 2. This holiday season, Tim Allen must overcome his fear of blank to save Christmas.
Go ahead, Luis.
Fear. Fear. There's nothing to fear. Because I already said what there was to fear. There's another one that I can't do. And I guess because he doesn't want to do it, he wants to not be the Sandy Hook survivor.
Vaginal flatulence.
Elf cum.
Oh, look, they're all friends.
Oh. All right. So let's see. All right, this next one. Oh, wait. I don't. Every Christmas, my uncle gets drunk and tells the story about.
Oh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers Super Bowl scandal.
All right, that's not too bad.
The process of licking someone's eyeball for sexual pleasure. That's a fucked up one to hear about from your uncle.
A nun
Yes.
squatting in a cucumber field. And because it is the season, we'll draw this one last one that I have that comes from this Christmas deck that I found. And Jesus is blank.
I mean, I have the perfect one in my cards you sent me today. Bird Turd Jesus.
Bird turd Jesus.
Got his name right in it.
I could either offend everybody or do nothing.
You could offend everybody. That's the fun thing.
I know, no. Can't go too far. Diarrhea-induced E. coli. It is a creature of God at the end of the day.
I mean, all right.
If everybody is the son of God, then so is E. coli.
Well, apparently Jesus is my dick in a box, so that's what I get for random picking cards.
Jesus loves you still.
I mean, what can I say? Like, we had fun with this, and Neptune, even though he's not here, he demanded that I brought the Pirates Against Humanity back. So I worked real hard tonight, or past couple nights, to get all of them pulled up out there. So
I mean, what we have to do is just fix that game up with what's this
What-
called? With
what
the tavern.
I need everybody
That's
to
9
do,
players. That's
what
9
would-
players.
what would work really well with that too is if we all actually had a deck at our own house, and then we could literally just draw cards.
So
It's an
you're
option,
making
right?
okay. So a new product is coming out. It's called the Pirate Deck. We're gonna work on it now, and hopefully not burn our faces off trying to actually do it.
Hey, I like this. Like, we could
Well,
maybe
we can actually
they'd
make
want to
it.
get in. Maybe they'd want to get in with us. I mean, they're raunchy and off the wall as it is.
I
We're
mean,
taking advantage of it.
making a crazy deck could be interesting.
Making
It
a
might be
crazy
something
deck-
interesting.
Making a crazy pirate themed deck could be super interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
because if we
this-
put enough people into it, I think there's enough brain power to do it. That's potentially funny.
I mean, between the 7, 8 of us, there's probably at least a brain and a half in this mix, and you've got most of it. So we're already in the lead, as I see. Like,
Oh, it's more about writing it all out, honestly, because everything else is actually super easy, and even the small batch orders
I
are
wonder if
not
we
that
could.
expensive.
I wonder if we could convince an AI to write it for us.
No, I mean you could get ideas for sure and pick, but like you can get the machine to basically pump out a bunch of like scandalous ideas, and you do rephrasing, or you do pop culture references.
See, I
And
knew it could help some way.
oh no, yeah, I mean you can generate images that are crazy and loony for the cards.
Speaking of generating crazy images, you guys know that I always have to give you a weekly conspiracy for you to go dig into for yourself, because you've got to do the footwork. I had to do the footwork to get to where I am today when it comes to knowing all this nonsense. And one of my favorite things got brought back to my attention, and I think Luis brought it up, and Bandit's still a little off to the rocker about it, but the plausibility, especially in this actor-based reality that I'm convinced we live in, that Jean Benet is totally Katy Perry.
So I didn't look into it. I saw it like 5 days ago, not even, and I was like, and then the information wasn't popping up of what is this all about. But I
So
was like,
she
what?
denies it. Like, there's things talking about where she denies it, but
I
like,
mean, sure, they look similar, but
there's some
like this
facial
is the thing.
structure similarities.
What is like how documented is Taylor Perry's like life? Because some people, yes, it's a complete mystery, but I don't know.
Sure,
Does her mom look identical? Like
but
that's the other thing. It's like all you have to do is look at the parents. Its parents look identical to her, then it's not there.
I mean,
That's important. There's
okay.
documents of the parents.
So there goes my argument right there for the that I always bring up when we really get into the actor-based reality, and I tell you that Jimmy Carter and JFK were the same person, because even their wives look the same, and like that. So I appreciate you using my argument against me, like 100%. Like, because it could it be though? Like, because
Like
with
like
just a little bit of plastic surgery, Bill
like
Hicks can become Alex Jones.
no, Bill Hicks is Alex Jones because you literally have the same mouth. Now, how did it's what happened is Bill Hicks was hired by the government. Bill Hicks. They told him, "Look, we're going to give you a tragic
Yeah,
death where you die of
baby.
pancreatic cancer," and that was the government saying, "Let's go." And they hired Bill Hicks to become this incredible psyop we are experiencing today, potentially as like a pressure valve. That's exactly what Alex Jones is. He's a pressure valve. He is this reality distorting pressure valve. You
Sure.
need them in order for the people that are mad to get mad, but not too mad, because he doesn't ever call for that level of reaction. So if
Sure.
you analyze that, he never calls for violence. He really never does. If not, you'd see recordings of him saying that,
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
which he was right about with atrazine.
I'm not
Potentially
denying
humans
that.
as well.
I'm not denying that he had a direct line from the CIA
And
and
how
was
does
just
he
giving
always has
secrets
this
away.
connections to know like how they're doing this DMT experiments? Like how the hell does he know about that? Like the secret ones, not the open ones. There is open experiments in the UK, and I remember even seeing here in the East Coast they were doing the injections. So they're injecting DMT directly intravenously into you.
No.
That's true, 100%. I saw the studies. There's
not-
people on YouTube. There's people on YouTube. I like they that go over the results of parts of the results of the studies.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I just have to go deeper. But we've discovered a lot. We now like there's a possibility that there's something there. Is what they're discovering. Like it's
There's-
not collective
definitely
delusion.
something there. Yeah.
And Tucker Carlson yesterday was talking and said, as if aliens are spiritual or like extra dimensional, like they've always been here. He said they've always been here.
Luis, you better quit before we get in trouble.
FBI, open up!
Out here talking about all this, like they're gonna be looking at us any moment now. Like,
Look, the cops have literally come to my door and knocked on my door 12 times. Twice it was the FBI. So,
I'm sorry.
No, that's actually happened to me. Only then I didn't get to the point where like dun, 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 but they've literally multiple times been at my door and almost arrested me.
Oh,
I've been
my
detained,
Lord.
so if that matters for anything. But I've never been.
Were
officially
you
arrested for anything.
wrongly detained?
No.
Oh,
But I was
so
detained.
you did something wrong.
Mildly, nothing serious.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we all, I guess, get into different things.
Nothing everybody that's been this watching hasn't done.
Sure,
Literally.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I believe that. Like,
it's just you get on the wrong side of the law, and yeah. The worst part is the cop saying I resisted. I was like, what do you mean I resisted? I literally walked out of the car and zero resistance whatsoever. Like, are you nuts? Like, it was dismissed. The case was dismissed, but I was like, really, bro? You're gonna lie? I was like the nicest. You sat me in the front seat. I was so nice. I literally sat in the front seat. That's how little of a threat I was. Because I really wasn't fighting back. I'm like, what's the point? It's Puerto Rican police. You want to get shot in 2 seconds? Yeah, try that.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like the LAPD. You really want to test you really want to find out?
Yeah, don't fuck around.
Right? Like, beat on the side of the road. Like, yeah.
No,
You
they
wanna see
got
how
to be home
45
for
looks
dinner
from
at
the
6.
outside?
They're not fucking with you. They got to be home for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Shift change. That's the worst time to get arrested. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
literally. They value their fucking hot dinner over your life.
Ooh, you imagine there's a direct correlation between increase in violence?
I bet you there is. I bet you anything
There is.
You know, we have the power to actually analyze that.
I bring this up from time to time, but there was a legitimate study done, and of the people that answered, 40% of the people in law enforcement openly admitted to, like, basically beating their significant other.
Jesus.
And children and stuff. Like 40%. 40% openly admitted. Like, it that's a lot in itself. Like, just
All right, I'm gonna send you, and you have to show this on the screen. The most amazing website ever designed by a statistician nut job. Like, I love this person. Whoever made
Oh
this
yeah, I
website.
love this website. I love that we're bringing this up again.
Holy, 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 holy! Like, you gotta see it to believe it. This website does not look real, but it is just real time
It's real.
data on active crimes happening in Chicago.
It's real. Oh,
By
it's
the day. Like, this is the amount of victims yesterday was 498 black, 108 Hispanic, and 24 white other. What?
like, and this is heyjackass.com, by the way, for those out there checking it out.
This website is insane.
It is though. Like, it's
This
absolutely
is
nuts.
that's showing like a few. What is this? A few days, or this one was somewhere a few months worth of like days.
Some of the stuff is like throughout the year, like like a total within the year or whatever too. Like, it's and over here is like a counter. Like, it's everything that's going on, time frames that it's going on
in real time. So
like
it's
right
connected
now.
to all of the right databases that do the measurements, and just giving a continuous stream of like the I want this for every city in the U.S.
I mean, yeah, I
we
think
need to fund this guy and just like girl, guy, whoever. I have no idea who this person is.
Inglewood,
Whoever
there's
this
been
human
15,000
is,
rounds detected.
Shots in the junk meter. Whoa. Shots in the junk meter. There's like,
apparently in May there's a spike in it.
Yeah, it's, what is it? So there was 4. No. May was 6 shots in the crotch.
Oh wait, what is that? November? It looks like there's a tick up in shots in the junk. People that have shot themselves, they do it a lot from September through November.
People are idiots.
Whoa! Did you see 30-day stupidity trend? Shot in. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, shot himself.
But this is by stupidity, not by suicide, potentially.
Yeah. This is just by stupid shooting yourself because you're an idiot, and you shouldn't probably have a gun. Like, it should.
38 people were killed, just being stupid.
Just being stupid, like, just being
mind blowing.
So of course, looks like we're getting close here towards the end of this evening. You know, we ran a little late last week, but again, this is the last one before Christmas. I know we're probably all pretty busy. I greatly appreciate not only you, Luis, showing up this evening with me, but you, Ox, getting to see you for the first time in a little while, man. It's so good to see you. I know you've had so much going on, and like, man, the world should know that we're so proud of our boy here, because he's totally doing things that are epic and amazing, and like,
thanks, man.
Like, man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, you're like the head of all of us there. You don't even realize it, because you're the one with the young, strong back, and mine's got 12 plus years of refrigerator pulling.
I feel old, man. I've been working so damn hard that I got COVID twice in the last month. I'm currently coming back from it right now. I've been feeling like absolute dog shit. Young and strong, I guess, can only go for so long. You know, you gotta find balance so you can actually exist outside of it. And that's what I'm going to focus on doing, so I can be on the show more and whatnot.
That's absolutely amazing, and I look forward to actually having you on the show more, man. Like, I totally have animations out there for you. I unfortunately didn't have you on tonight's little Christmas special because you were last minute in, but I'm glad you came in, man. Like, and you know, I usually ask if you've got any final thoughts or anything you want to share with the world, but is there anything else you wanted to tip off on there before I move over to Luis?
No, I had a great time tonight on the show with you guys, and I look forward to the next one.
Yes, sir. Every Wednesday night, you guys can catch us live, of course, wherever you're checking us out tonight, whether it's YouTube, X, because it's no longer Twitter, Kick. Maybe we might be moving to another channel, other channels that I've found. Who knows? Or we might still be on Kick. Nobody's been watching us over there, but that's all right. And We're also on Odyssey and Rumble. Tonight it was in a weird spot. I did find it. I don't understand why it shared it where it did, but there are people watching, so I appreciate the folks that are there checking everything out. I'll have it straight with whatever next week. I know I'm a little behind. I know on BitChute you guys are an episode behind, but the quality is so good on Restream compared to Zoom that I have to make the videos less quality to fit on BitChute. And I couldn't dumb down last week's almost 2-hour episode enough to fit on BitChute. So, unfortunately, if you're a BitChute watcher, you guys got to go somewhere else to watch
I'll
last
help
week's
you
episode.
out. I'll help you out with Handbrake. I'll show you the website. You'll get Handbrake. It'll work.
Okay. All right. Well, there's where it is. So, onward to Luis. Luis, you got any final thoughts for us this evening?
Read more. Just understand that you can read more and discover more and find all the crazy things you didn't know you could find. A simple one is The Richest Man in Babylon. You can find a full audiobook online. The Richest Man in Babylon. Read or listen to the audiobooks, but explore knowledge that's locked away and given for a purpose.
Okay. Cool. Well, of course, you guys. I just went through the list of where you can find this. You can also find our nonsense over there on Instagram. I'm trying to post some memes over there. I've been slacking this week, but I've been busy wrapping Christmas presents and doing Christmas things. We'll get back to regular scheduled programming after the holidays, of course, probably. Random nonsense. I'll probably get guests lined up again and stuff here soon. Maybe not so much on the lives. Those will probably still be recorded. Who knows? We have always good things planned in the future. Luis said because I made the 200 mark that I'm like goated or something because most of them don't even make it this far. So, like, hooray us.
Only 1% ever gets it this far.
So hooray us for keep on pushing, and hooray everybody that's stuck along for the ride, man. We definitely appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to check out our friends in Liberty that have been scrolling across the bottom of the page. You can find links to all of that and everywhere to watch and listen to us over there at everyone's favorite website, unconstitutionalawakening.com. I know the name's long, and I don't ever plan on losing it because I paid money for it, and it is what it is. So, but you guys make sure you check out all that stuff, and of course, you guys know I've got to leave you guys with something absolutely redonkulous to laugh at before we shut down for the evening. And Luis is going to totally hate me for this one, but you know, it is what it is. So, what do you? What's another phrase that you could use for coming in a woman? Loading the dishwasher. Good night, everyone.